There we go. In the meanwhile, Israel's become the startup nation. We've made incredible achievements in commerce, in technology, in medicine, and even with a little help from IAI Space Division, we joined the elite group of countries to reach the moon. I mean, just look at that picture. I never, ever get tired of looking at that picture. In fact, Israel Aerospace Industries, the largest aerospace firm in the country, has become, among many other things, no less than a powerhouse for civil aircraft certification. IAI is one of the 10 or so companies around the world that know how to design, manufacture, and certify civil aircraft from A to Z. Not only do we have a very impressive list of successful aircraft that we designed over the years, as Zvika just mentioned, but our major STC programs, such as the passenger-to-cargo conversions, the mission aircraft of every kind for both civil and military use, all of that together has put us on the front stage as one of the biggest players in the global aviation marketplace. How did we do it? In the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you how and how we became so good at it in my personal perspective. First of all, here in Israel, there is no limit to vision and imagination. There is no challenge that's too big for us to take on. It's for good reason that our slogan at IAI is where courage meets technology. On the other hand, the geopolitical reality in which Israel exists doesn't really give us the luxury to fail. We need to succeed. We need to retain that qualitative and strategic advantage over our adversaries. This existential need has led to the creation of cutting-edge technologies in defense and aerospace that contribute directly to our civil aviation programs. So how do we do it then, practically speaking? Well, education and sharing of our knowledge is key. I believe very strongly that at IAI, we don't keep our cards close to our chest. We share our skills. We share our talent. I personally was involved in the writing and improvement of countless engineering manuals that we make available across the board to all of our engineers, no matter what department you're from. I wrote and gave many, many sessions of a course that I call Design According to Certification Guidelines that aims and succeeds at enhancing awareness and avoiding the need for very difficult and expensive design changes at later stages in the program. Just knowing that the regulations exist, knowing what kinds of questions to ask and who to ask them to, it's shown time and time again to streamline the design and the certification process. And another element of that picture is the sheer variety of programs that we work on at IAI. Not only do we do the business jets, the passenger-to-cargo conversions, the mission aircraft, we recently became among the first in the world to certify a UAS platform. Just a few months ago, we got a type certificate from the German Military Airworthiness Authority for the specialized version of our Heron TP UAS, and so far the customer is very, very happy. The knowledge achieved through our military programs contributes directly to the civil programs and vice versa. Something else that obviously everyone here has noticed is that in all countries that have a striving, thriving aviation sector, there is going to be inevitably a strong civil aviation authority. And of course, Israel is no exception. The symbiotic relationship that exists between industry and the regulator, backed by strong international agreements, that's what gives us the backbone to design and certify a quality product. Here in Israel, we have a very remarkable working relationship with the CAI. Not only do we speak the same language, but we have a very, very deep understanding. And even though the tones can sometimes get high, as I'm sure everyone here has noticed in your time so far in Israel, the mutual respect, the cut-the-nonsense attitude, it allows us to work through the most challenging technical difficulties in a way that maximizes safety without levying that undue burden on the design effort. Furthermore, the countless international validations that we've performed for our customers over the years have added an additional element of safety, an added insight. The Brazilians, the Canadians, even the Chinese, everyone comes with their own experience from the local OEMs that ultimately add safety to the program. And none of this would be possible if we didn't have a very, very strong culture of teamwork and cooperation. Throughout the years, I've been witness to plenty of technical requests that came from the various authorities and were a bit of a surprise, to put it lightly, to the design team and also to program management. But instead of fighting them off, instead of causing problems, we just reach agreements, even if we don't necessarily agree with their position. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the authority needs to be respected. They need and want to see that we're willing to evolve and to learn, involving them in the design process very early on, not being shy to ask for their help. All of that has proven time and time again to be invaluable in reaching the best possible solution for all sides. And here is a great story that shows just that. Just a few months before getting certification on a very major program, we got a challenge from a certain authority on a design feature of our fuel system. And they asked us to substantiate different kinds of non-regulatory scenarios, like off-runway excursions or otherwise survivable crash events. Instead of fighting and claiming undue burden, which, by the way, in this particular case could have been a very reasonable approach given the late nature of the request, instead we got together a team of the best and the brightest minds, and one by one we addressed each and every one of their concerns using no less than FAA and NASA technical documents to back up our work, and we all know that nobody argues with NASA on science. At face-to-face working meetings with the authority, we showed them unequivocally that our design meets every discernible, accepted safety standard out there, and more so. They were no less than shocked at how seriously and thoroughly we addressed their concerns, and the TC was on its way in no time without the need for a single design change to our aircraft. And this story really goes to prove how certification is a lot more of an art than an exact science. Knowing how to perform the zonal analysis, the rotor burst substantiation, the flammability testing, the list goes on. There's many more ways than one to get it done. Knowing, however, which is the best and most efficient way to do it, that is the secret. When there's an advisory circular in place, use it. When substantiation by similarity is applicable, go that route. But when it's time to move on from outdated substantiations, reperform some lab testing to meet the latest requirements of DO 160, for example, don't be afraid to take on a little bit more effort, spend a few extra dollars, and do it right. At the end of the day, knowing how to do it, proving to the authorities that we know how to do it, that will enhance their confidence in us as an OEM, and they'll be more willing to delegate engineering approvals to our DERs, and that benefits everybody. The authority and the industry have the exact same goal: to make sure we're delivering safe aircraft. And as Zvika mentioned, recent years have shown us with 99% plus dispatch reliability that safety and reliability go hand in hand, and that makes for a very happy customer. And that's why, using these few simple principles that I talked to you a little bit about today, we at IAI plan to continue delivering a safe, quality, and reliable product that is second to none. Thank you so much for listening.